Hey everybody, welcome back. I'm Mr. Derek, illustrator of the Brudders book series, and today we have a really special one for you. Two characters, Baby Shark and Hello Kitty. Well, hey, I hope you're excited to follow along with me on this one. This is what my drawing is going to look like at the very end. I used a pencil to draw with and color pencils to color. But remember, you guys can always use whatever materials you have to color your drawings, like markers, crayons, or pastels. All right, let's get started. All right, guys, welcome back. So we are going to start on our first character here on the left side of our page, and that's the baby shark. And then on the right side of the page, we'll leave blank for now, because then we'll add in our Hello Kitty character. So it looks like they're swimming next to each other. So on the left side of our page, I'm going to start on our first shape, and that's going to be a half circle shape. So very lightly with my pencil, I'm going to sketch out a half circle shape. And I always seem to do a little bit lighter on my pencil to find the shape that I like. And then once I see it there, then I can always press a little bit harder with my pencil so it comes out a little bit stronger. So you guys can try that too at home. All right, and then our second shape, we're going to do almost the exact same shape coming around, almost like a full circle. But as we come around to this left side, I actually want to bring that line out to about right here. So I'm going to leave a little mark, and you guys can do that too. It's just a little guide for us. So now when we come around like this, we're just copying that same shape, almost like a circle. But as I'm coming underneath the belly of our shark, we're going to take our line and come right out to that point that we made, that little mark. So right where we stopped with our circle shape here, we're going to add just one little line that comes out like this. And this is going to be the part of our tail of our shark. So from here, I want you guys to do one part of the tail. It reminds me of a leaf. So think of a leaf shape like this. And then we're going to come from here straight out about the same length. And then we're going to just come back and attach into that point that we made, or that line where it stopped. So that's going to be the tail. So now we're going to add in the pectoral fins. So these are the fins that help glide our shark through the water. So about right here in the lower part of the body, we're going to do one nice curved shape like this. And then we are going to just attach these two lines together. So we're going to curve out right past the body. And then we're going to curve around. I always like curved shapes. They always look real friendly for our characters. And then we're going to attach that over here. And then take your erasers, and then you can just go ahead and erase that line that went right through that fin. And then let's give him one more on this side. So we are going to start right at the edge of our shape this time, because we want it to look like it's on the other side of the body of the shark. And so we're going to come down with a little curve. And then same thing we did here. We're just going to curve around like this. It almost looks like a little tooth, like a shark tooth. It's a good shape to remember. And then let's add the dorsal fin at the top. So the dorsal fin is just going to be somewhere at the top of our head here. I'm going to do the back side of the dorsal fin first, so a nice curved shape like here. And then we're going to just curve back over like that. Great, you guys are doing great. And then let's start on the nose. So we're going to start doing the facial features now. So in the middle of our shark here, we're going to add in kind of a round nose. So we're going to do a nice arch shape like this. See this arch? And then for the nostrils, I'm going to just do two little dots. And then the baby shark character has really big eyes, so it makes it really cute. So we're going to add in two big eyes. So I'm going to start on the left side. We are going to do our best try at a circle. So I'm going to start very light. Again, once I kind of see a nice circle shape I like, then I'm going to go ahead and start darkening that in. And then I want you guys to do the exact same shape on this side. So we're going to leave a little bit of a gap and then start about right here. Okay, great. And then, so the pupils of the eyes are just as big and they're really cute. So we're going to do the same circle shape, but we're going to have it tucked right next to this side on the left. So for this first one, go ahead and just do a nice big circle shape right inside the eye. And then we're going to do the exact same thing on this side. All right, super cute. And then I'm going to add a little highlight to the eye, almost like the sun is shining through the water and it's kind of reflecting off the pupil. And how to do that is we're going to add just another circle shape on the inside here, and then the same one over here. And then we're going to color the eyes later, but when we do that, we're going to go ahead and leave this center one white. So if I were to shade this real quick so you guys can see, and I'll color this later, I would leave that little white part with no color. That way it looks like there's a nice little highlight on the pupil. Isn't that cool? And then let's go ahead and add in the eyebrows real quick. So one right here, nice arch shape. And then another right here. All right, and let's add in a really great big smile. So I am going to do one line right underneath this eye, a little line like this. And then another one right underneath this eye. And then I want to go ahead and attach our smile right underneath the nose and back up into that line we made. And then I'm going to do the same thing right underneath that. Isn't that great? We have a nice big smile. And let's add in some baby teeth to our baby shark. And these are just going to be round shapes. So we're going to do three little round shapes. So we're going to start here on the left. Do one little one bigger one, and then one little one again. And then just add another little circle shape down here on the left, and this will be representing the tongue inside our baby shark's mouth. And then I'll darken this in so you guys can see that. Great. And then let's add in some cheeks. So it's kind of like some rosy cheeks. I'm going to do just a little circle here. And then the same one over here. And then the last thing, we want to just kind of break up this color to where we see the belly and then the top. And how we do that is we go right underneath our eye. We come right around our cheeks that we made. It's a nice curve shape going around that. And then we're going to go right into our fin. And then on this side, same thing. We're going to go right underneath this eye and we're going to just curve right into the body. All right, you guys, we did it. Awesome. We did our first character. We have our baby shark here. So now let's go ahead and move on to the right side and we're going to do our Hello Kitty mermaid character. So I'm going to move my pencil over to the right and I'm going to draw in Hello Kitty's head first. So let's go ahead and start right up here. And we're going to do a nice curve shape like this. And then we're going to add in two of the ears. So they're really just big triangle shapes like this on both sides. And then lastly, we're going to just connect from this line. We're going to curve around into this line. So almost like a big stretched smile. Okay, great. So now we have our Hello Kitty head. So let's add in the eyes, nose, and whiskers. So for the nose, I'm going to see right in the middle of the head, and I'm going to come just down from there because their nose is just a little bit lower than halfway. And that's just a nice little oval shape like that. And the eyes are very similar, oval shapes that are going more vertical. So I'm going to do one here on this side. And then another one over here. And then the same thing that we did for these eyes, this little nice highlight, we're going to add that to these two eyes. So I'm going to shade this in and just leave a little bit of a white part at the top. And then for the whiskers, super easy. They're just 3 lines on each side. So I'm going to do one here. one here, and one here. And then just do the exact same thing on this side. Okay, great. We got our face in. I love this. And before we do the bow, we'll come back and do that at the end. It's very easy. I'll show you some quick steps for that. So the next thing I want to do is the body. So we're going to turn this into a mermaid Hello Kitty. So we're going to start with the neck line here of this bathing suit. So we're going to come right underneath the head and do a nice little arch shape like this. Almost like a little smile, actually. And then coming off that part here on the left, you guys can see, I'm going to do a nice little curve shape like this. It kind of curves down and then back out like here. And then from where we stopped, I'm going to come down just a little bit, make a little mark. And I'm going to take my line and I'm going to do a nice curve shape coming all the way back up on this side of that neck that we made. And then let's go ahead and also add in her tail. So just as we did this tail, very similar, just think about, like a leaf coming off a plant. We're going to come do a nice curve shape here. And we're going to come back around. See how that looks kind of like a leaf? And then do the same thing coming out this way. And then we're going to go ahead and attach to where we stopped here with our dot. I love this. And then let's add in some texture to our mermaid outfit here. So I'm going to do these really fun rainbow little shapes. So I'm going to start about right here on the body. I'm going to do 1, 2, 3, 4. Now you can do 3 or 2 depending on how big your body shape is. It doesn't matter. We're doing just this little pattern. And then as I go down, I'm actually going to flip this around. So I'm going to come underneath now and do 1, 2, 3, like little smile shapes. And I'm just going to keep repeating that, going all the way down to the tail. Isn't that cool? And then let's add in the Hello Kitty arms. So let's start here on the right side. And we're going to do a little bit of erasing, but that's okay. That's why we use our pencils. So from the corner of where the body meets the head, I'm going to do a nice curve shape that comes out here. And I'm going to come back all the way around where I started. You guys see that? And then I'm going to take my eraser and I'm going to erase just whatever part we went over on the body, because our hand here is now on top of the body. See how that works? And I want to add in a little thumb, so I'm also going to erase just a little area here and add in just a little bump shape. That'll be the little thumb of our character. And then I'm going to add one more on this side, another arm. So I'm going to do the same thing. Start from this corner. We're going to come down now more of a slant here, about this far. And I'm just going to curve that back around and stop at the body here. And then the same thing, we're going to just erase a little area where we can put a thumb in. And just add a little bump. Okay, this is super cute. And then the last part, which makes Hello Kitty's iconic look, I think, is her little bow tie. So a really easy way to do the bow tie is we're going to come up here on our right side, which is the left ear of our kitty. And we're going to do a nice circle shape here. And you guys go ahead and draw that. Get a nice little circle shape. And then on the left side, I'm going to add a little bit of a gap here. And I'm going to add a curve shape like this. And then I'm going to do the same thing on this side, but the other direction. So a nice curve shape like that. And now all you do is you take this curve shape and we're going to come right back into our circle on each side. And that's how we start creating the bow. And go ahead and do that for this side. And then on the inside of our bow, we're gonna add just one little curve shape here, and then another one here, just some extra detail. And then whatever lines we went over, like in the head here, we're gonna go ahead and erase that here, and erase this line here. So any lines that are going in through our bow. Hey you guys, we did it. We finished our Baby Shark and Hello Kitty characters. These two came out super cute. But don't forget, we could always add more things to our drawing. Since these two are swimming in the water, I want to add in maybe some sand down here, some coral reef, or even some extra little fish. But before we do all that, I'm just gonna go ahead and fast forward this part. So remember, you guys can pause the video right now as well. Take time, color, and finish your drawings, and I'll see you guys at the end. Yes, we did it, guys. We finished our drawing and coloring of our Baby Shark and Hello Kitty mermaid. Look how cute these two turned out. They already look like best friends. I love that I got to add all these extra details like the buried treasure, some sand. It really looks like they're under the ocean. So you can pause the video right now to match the same coloring I did, or you guys can color it any way you want. And just remember to have fun. Well, hey you guys, that's the end of our video. Thank you guys always for watching. I have so much fun drawing with you guys, and I hope you're having fun too. Looking forward to see you guys on the next video. Until then, I'll see you later.